Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Oh, and a much needed Friday it is. It's been a full week, and I'm here once again to do Fulfillment Fridays as I work on a project. And with me this time is the pizza pony himself, Jasper Pie.
Help! I'm being held here against my will! SOS! Mayday! YMCA! PB&J! And other alerting sounds!
Yes, I believe one such sound is.
Ding dong! Dang it, I got Mr. Sound Effects Man! Why do I always get the sound effects man? I never get to be sound effects man!
Well, you need to.
Especially now that I'm wearing headphones. The sound effects are dead to the world!
Oh, don't be dead. I mean, come on. We just started. I can't have you dying right in the first few minutes of a stream.
It is too late! I am dead! I am dying! What am I doing again?
I can't have you dying right in the first. You're helping me chat with folks and just shoot the breeze as we tackle an art project. A whale of an art
Yes.
project, in fact. But first things
You
first.
beat me by like 1 second!
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll have many others. I mean, it's no fluke. Letting that one sink in.
Other whaling terms. Oh boy, already right off the bat. Anime Christie, aka Safi's mad because you didn't invite her.
Well, you gotta give me time, Safi. This is only my third one.
Also, yes, hi, fandom daughter who forced me into fatherhood.
Well,
it's a long, unhappy story.
Oh, well, you got time for it. But first, I will show what our current project is. Stepping away from Night Mist briefly, and instead we're going to focus on a fan's whale sona. Think about that for a minute. A whale sona. I have not heard of such a thing before. These are some reference images I got, and then I went around trying to find some images of whales of a similar sort. Inspiration, if you will. Inspiration. And in truth, there's probably more I could get, but there's only so much time before a stream. Am I right?
No, you are left. I am the right hand.
Oh.
Mostly because I'm already right-handed.
Is that why we don't know what each other is doing?
That is exactly why we don't know. We are on polar opposites of the same human body of life.
Also, welcome MLP fan 1907. These good times.
And dang it, Sweetie!
Oh, of course, Sweetie's here. Hi, Sweetie. Hi, Safi. Hi to all the good folks in the chat. Oh, yes.
Call the police!
Nah, Jasper. You'll be free to leave when I decide. So...
And that is to add comfort?
Maybe. But anywho, tackling a whale, I don't recommend it in any physical sense, but I've never gotten to draw a whale before. This should be interesting and perhaps a challenge.
Yeah, me myself, I've barely ever heard of a whale sona. Closest things I've ever heard are Puro from SpongeBob and this one whale character from My Gym Partner's a Monkey, and that was way, way back.
Well, not too way back as I remember it, and thinking, what is this? What are kids watching these days?
I remember looking at it and thinking, wow, animals are kind of jerks.
You know, they really were. I was always kind of amazed at how cruel everyone was. It's one of the reasons I never really got into the show. I just thought everyone was so mean.
I mean, I do recommend the voice acting. All the voices behind the show are talented. It's just the script is, wow, it's just basically make fun of the human for 15 to 30 minutes.
Well, I mean, yeah, vocal talent is never the best barometer of how much you're going to like a show, because you can have really great actors and actresses, and then the story itself is just so disappointing. Okay, my example would be Voltron Force.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you remember that?
Vaguely. I never watched much Voltron, but What was it about this one?
Well, okay, this one was trying to be a direct sequel to the original Voltron, except that now the Voltron Force have three kids, teenage sidekicks, if you will, who will eventually step up to become Lion pilots themselves. And they had a lot of great vocal talent, including Vincent Tong as Daniel, the sort of, I don't know if I could call him the main of the kids, but he was our introductory perspective. And Vincent Tong did a great job. I think he's a great voice actor. He just got a character who was so darn annoying.
That seems to be a recurring thing for him. He's got great talent. It's just he always ends up with the roles that nobody really likes.
Well, okay. For the record, I make fun of Flash Sentry because I don't know what else I could do. I mean, it's too easy a target given all the fandom rage that surrounded him for a time. But in the
And really, did he have really anything else to go off of?
Unfortunately, the poor character never got a chance to shine on his own, which is unfortunate and in my eyes unfair. He could have been a more interesting character. But none of that has to do with Vincent Tong and his talent. He did a fine job, and I really like him as Sandbar. Although,
Oh yeah, Sandbar. Sandbar is a blessing in disguise.
I mean,
Also, sorry I interrupted. What were you saying?
oh no, I really of Featherbangs I have reserved animosity, and I still wonder about his fellow singers who might in fact be time space apparition. They just appear. You never see them walk on screen. They just appear.
Ah, yes, the unfortunate Gaston admirer syndrome.
I know. Honestly, if
To
you
be, to be fair, I'll probably take Featherbangs over or Gaston any day.
I think most would. At least Featherbangs could sing a song that wasn't totally self-aggrandizing.
And at least he can survive falling off a roof. What can you do, Gaston? Huh? Can't even survive falling off a roof. You disappoint me.
Honestly, I wasn't aware that was in high demand. Has Featherbangs fallen off a roof? Jasper, what did you do to Featherbangs?
Uh, I did nothing, and in fact, I didn't even wake up this morning. I'm not even here.
Technically, that's true, as we're doing this over the internet. Wow, you just blew my mind.
I do that from time to time.
Well,
Yes, Master Riku speaks the truth. No one can have an embarrassing moment like Gaston.
no one goofs like Gaston.
Messes up like Gaston. Nobody's incredibly creepy like Gaston.
My, what a guy. Jasper Pie.
Gaston.
Has he?
Oh,
There you go. That's how I take you unawares. And yes, did I just diss you by comparing you to Gaston? I don't know. He's incredibly handsome. None can refute this.
Yes, but he has the brain power of an egg.
Really? I thought he was intelligent, just blinded by his own ego.
Yeah, but according to him, thinking is a dangerous pastime, which makes me wonder how often he does it.
Well, I think underneath it all he's saying having others think is dangerous for him. Because
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
if anyone's thinking, then they'd say, "Hey, something's a bit wonky with this guy." It's like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about?
That definitely explains the townsfolk, because I actually watched that movie recently with Maddie and her in her Discord server, and I just remembered that the townsfolk, except for Belle and their father, are just awful.
Well, they're just there. That's the unfortunate part. They're just there. I didn't
They're
see.
just there. They're encouraging Gaston's obnoxious behavior, and I Honestly, she's probably better off with Stockholm syndrome in the castle.
I've always found that kind of weird how we you take this story and it's supposed to be so wholesome, and then we introduce a psychological condition, and it's like, well, that escalated quickly. Then again,
Very.
I can't necessarily fault people. After all, I'd like to do that with MLP sometimes.
Okay, I managed to catch a question.
Yes.
Question for Jasper Pie. I think your pizza is on fire. Plus, what's your favorite anime? I don't watch a lot of anime.
Gasp.
I know. I am a traitor to my kind.
Pizza ponies?
Also, question for. No, I'm a question to animation lovers. For I do not partake of the weeaboos and the sunadres and other Japanese terms.
Well, it's good because you totally mispronounced tsundere. I'm just trying to score points.
That only adds to the fuel of my Japanese ignorance.
Oh, good. You're living up to the American ideal then.
And
Hi-yo.
Also, someone asks how you are doing. So, how is the pigeon doing?
Well, it's been a long week and a very demanding one. So I'm glad to have a chance just to sit down, shoot the breeze, and do something fun. We all need fun. Say it with me now.
Fun is important.
And I'm looking forward. This weekend is Ponyfest Online, and I will have the pleasure of one doing a shipping panel with Sweetie Bloom and Princess Heather Blossom. And then I'll also be joining the Rift Ponies for a Jackbox style game.
Ooh, Jackbox is always fun.
Oh, and I see Aeon of Dreams has entered the chat. Hello, Aeon.
Hello, Lucifer. And sweetie, you will not break me! The day you break me is the day I break others into embracing Salmon Max and Mighty Magiswords.
Well, I already embrace. Wait, I already like Mighty Magiswords. Does that mean you're broken?
I definitely feel broken.
Oh, no.
Oh yes. I'm crying on the inside. And to answer your question, Victor, about when he started broadcasting live streams, I think this is only his third one. Am I right?
You are correct, sir. This is very much a work in progress, learning as I go, and probably failing epically along the way. Quite epically. Quite.
Nah, you're doing fine. Nothing is on fire yet, at least.
Well, you never know. I did put a pizza in the oven.
You fool!
Indeed I am. Oh, and I have a new follower by the name of Pillow Job. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Pillow, or Mrs. Pillow, or Pillowette.
That just reminds me, my mother had to go in for surgery once, and the anesthesiologist was named Dr. Pillow. I kid you not.
I don't want to believe it, but at the same time, I believe it.
Oh, now this is just unfair in my eyes, because when I had to get unexpected appendectomy in 2016, which was not a fun year, my doctor was named Weekill. I said to the nurse when I saw his name on the board, it's like, is that Dr. Wakil? It's like, no, it's Weekill. Oh, don't sugarcoat it.
So that's that's not concerning. It's good. Everything's good. It's brilliant. In fact,
That's okay. I mean, after everything went smoothly, I'm obviously still here, unless you've all been witnessing a specter. But just for that moment,
you're definitely you're definitely an anomaly of some sort. So sometimes I wonder.
Well, I do the same.
We're all just wander over yonder. Why is that not out on Disney Plus yet.
It's not? I thought that was a big to-do.
I thought so too. But the last few times I checked, it wasn't there, and it's sad because it was a good show.
Indeed. Okay, I confess that I didn't get to see a lot of it, but that's mostly because, aside from MLP, I have not really carved out big swaths of time to watch cartoons or any other show. I still need to check out Star Trek Picard.
To be fair, I don't usually check out a lot of new Disney Channel shows. I still have yet to watch The Owl House.
Yeah,
The only one I really caught up with it so far is DuckTales, and it's DuckTales. Exactly.
I still remember very fondly all of us getting together in Baltimore. Was it 2016 or 2017?
I think it was 2017.
Because I still remember we all got together in the open area of a hotel courtyard, and we watched the first 2 episodes as a big old group.
Yeah, that was fun.
And everyone compared me to Donald. Am I that eligible?
No, but you have some of the worst luck in the fandom. Who gets stuck with all the bad luck? No one else but this old duck. Also, someone's been asking us, have we heard of Ace Attorney? Objection! I do not know of such a game, nor do I plan on referencing it unintentionally. That means yes, I've heard of Ace Attorney.
Greetings to Cure Crystal. Thank you for following. Josh Scorcher, he clued me in on the most recent Ace Attorney. I got to play a little of it while we were visiting for the last Crystal Mountain PonyCon. But I'm only aware of it through indirect means, such as the Turnabout Friendship, the crossover audio drama within our own group.
I never got around to finishing that, actually.
I will confess, this is nothing wrong with that piece. It's more realizing the Phoenix Wright series. I studied to be as a paralegal for several years, and it's kind of weird to hear how flexible the law is in their eyes. I mean, it's like, wow, they just established reasonable doubt, and now we're still going ahead because you can spin it? No, that's terrifying. But as I understand, that is the Phoenix Wright series is about a dark time in the law itself. So, can I really fault it when it's staying true to the spirit? But
I cannot even argue with that. Also, interesting question. Someone wants to know when the MLP Transformers crossover comic comes out, will you be reviewing it?
I fully intend to, both as I post blogs on Equestria Daily, and it's a childhood joy and a modern day entertainment in both respects. I would definitely want to review it. But then
I shall definitely be. Sorry.
Then again, this is me we're talking about, so I can't promise speedy service.
At least you can offer service. That is the most important part.
Service with a smile.
Not so much on the inside.
Well, no, on the inside I'm going, oh God, what's happening?
As for me, I also intend on checking it out, though I was never fully into Transformers. In fact, the first show I ever saw with them is Transformers Prime. Love Steve Bloom as Starscream.
Here's my philosophy. It's never a true Transformers until you have some form of Starscream.
Oh yeah, Starscream, maybe a bit of Bumblebee are kind of staples to the franchise.
Well, I mean, like Beast Wars. At first, I always thought the Pterodactyl Pterosaur was just a poor attempt at Starscream. But, oh boy, I did not realize Tarantula snuck up on me. And he does that a lot.
Ugh.
No,
Cheeky Spider-Man.
Oh, this guy... psychopath, it might be a better term. I was like, wow, they really went dark with this guy.
You can't say that the Transformers don't know how to go dark.
Very true. But we won't speak of Dark Side of the Moon. Oh no, it's Dark of the Moon.
No, no, not that dark. No, no, no.
No, no. No, 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 no.
Nope, nope, nope. Land of 10,000 nopes.
All right. So, just seeing. Oh, someone's asking, are you drawing a whale? Upcoming project. That's for Z-Blade Grayson. This is actually a fan's whale Sona, as I am trying to fulfill a Patreon pledge to draw some artwork. But yes, I've never heard of a whale Sona.
Neither have I. Like I said, most I ever seen was Pearl and Monkey character.
I do have to ask, how do you have a ocean-based mammal in a land-based high school?
A lot of aquarium tanks, and guess that's about as much of an explanation as they're gonna give.
Well, again, sometimes you just go with the spirit rather than the logistics. I realize for some people that is not possible. I'm trying to think. Sometimes logistics, yeah, they can undo it. But more often than not, I usually get swept up in the story. What's wrong?
Someone's asking you to rank all 5 Michael Bay Transformers movies.
Okay, Well, okay. First one, very first Transformers. I laughed. I had fun. I was entertained. But as I was going home, I thought, wait, that didn't make sense. And that didn't make sense. So, again, this is me maybe enjoying the spirit more than the logistics. Wait a minute, that was a bad movie, but I had fun. So I won't make a big to-do about it. But then I saw Revenge of the Fallen. And, no, I'm sorry, all the goodwill from that the first movie we enjoyed just evaporated. Because I looked at this like, you're just really trying to be dumber. I mean, really dumb. And you know what? I never went to see another Michael Bay Transformers movie after that. So I can't rank them because, 5 now? Okay, first one is my favorite. Second was my least favorite. The others are unfortunately in a nebulous void.
From what I heard, the newest one, Bumblebee, is actually way better, and it's a soft reboot, so that kind of says a lot.
And yet the one before that ended on a cliffhanger against Unicron that will never... Well, you know what? I'm sorry to any fans who haven't seen it, but if I spoil this, it's really doing you a service. Because I think your time and energy are better devoted to other Transformers pursuits, including Prime. I admit, I kind of wrote that...
Yeah, with the movies, you're literally missing nothing.
But Prime, I admit I resisted it at first because it seemed to be borrowing heavily from the Michael Bay design aesthetics. But it was really well done.
Oh yeah, this is what the movies wish they could have been.
Although I do have to say, when did Optimus get so super serial, yo? I mean, he and Megatron, everything they say is just full of import and exposition.
I guess when they decided to surround him by other more interesting Autobots. I was more of an RC person myself.
Well, this is going to sound harsh or anti-primist, but Optimus has always been sort of the straight arrow, even keel to everyone else's absurdity, even in G1.
Though in animated, didn't they make him kind of a rookie himself?
Oh, in animated, yes, he was still trying to be the serious leader, but he was definitely more flawed. And that was an interesting take. I was impressed at how bold they were with that. Then Prime came along. Well, okay, what was it? Animated. animated, then Prime. Preceding that was a period of Japanese Transformers, which has always had a very different flavor. Ooh, we got a pop quiz from Weeble Cakes. You've fallen into another dimension. What do you do?
Well, first, my schedule for other dimensional travels includes from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, running around panicking like a screeching baboon, falling unconscious for another 2 hours, and then going to see if they have a pizza shop.
Priorities. I like it. I like
screeching and hollering in panic is hungry work.
I can imagine. But think of how many carbs you must burn.
Yes, and now I need to get those carbs back. They were supposed to last me the weekend.
Actually, I'm surprised there isn't like a screaming diet out there. We've tried just about everything else. Ooh, the ice cream diet. Ice cream, you scream.
Ice cream, you scream. We all scream until our throats give out.
Now for me, if I fall into another dimension, one, I'm gonna, test some basic physics first. Drop a rock, see if that destroys anything. Find out if the rocks in this place are sentient. I think that's very important.
Ooh, yeah. You don't want to go around with having rocks sass back at you.
It's a rocky start. Although it would be
and it continues.
Although it would be okay, I've suddenly envisioned the funnest alternate dimension ever. It is populated by sentient rocks, and they all talk like Sylvester Stallone. Hey, Adrian, welcome to our dimension. Hey.
Hey, yo, we are the Crystal Gems. We always save the day, and if you think we can, we're always gonna find a way. Hey.
So there you go. I would be interested in that dimension until I started to go native, maybe. Actually, it's making me fun.
Then afterwards, you're gonna realize. Sorry, continue.
No, I'm gonna realize.
What's that?
You were saying you're gonna realize?
And then you realize you're better off with your ears just inexplicably being cut off.
Oh dear. Oh my. No. I don't want that. Oh no. No, I was flashing back.
You have everyone talking at the same time like Sylvester Stallone. It's gonna happen one way or another.
One way or another. Actually, I'm flashing back to I was playing a game of Untamed Lands, David Silver's expansion for Pony Finder, and my character gained a hold of a chaos rod and tried to use it on a stone, and actually started to have telepathy with said stone, or a rock, really. Turns out they're very chill, them rocks.
Would you say the rocks know how to rock?
They rock and roll, but they gather no moss, man. Actually, given how chill the mentality was, I'm surprised they're not all Zen masters. You think a rock garden is for your sake? No, they cultivate you.
Jeez.
I gotta admit, I'm working on...
Okay, question for magical... Oh, sorry.
I'm working on this...
Oh, sorry, what?
Working on this fin, and I just can't quite figure out what looks good, because I like the idea of a happy whale. Are you still able to see this on the share screen, Jasper?
I am seeing it, and yeah, I think we could use a happy whale.
Happy whale with lots of teeth. Anyway, I'm sorry, I interrupted a question.
Yes, a question for both of us. Who would we rather spend an hour with? Angel Bunny or Trixie? For me, that depends. Can I cook Angel?
Oh. Wow. Even I wasn't going the rabbit stew route.
I don't even eat rabbit. I just want to cook him and shut him for good.
Wow. Then you earn Fluttershy's ire for like eternity.
She will thank me one of these days. Because, Angel's kind of terrible when you think about it.
I love that my friend James Cork is noting that cooking rabbit takes only an hour. Less than an hour. So
okay, fine.
I'll
just cook Trixie instead.
Egads. You will have half the brony fandom on your tail, I think. Although, if people suddenly wanted to do fan art of Jasper Pie trying to cook Trixie, or vice versa, I wouldn't stop you. Watch, I'll wind up being the one getting cooked. One more time. Oh, I was just saying that if folks out there wanted to draw artwork of Jasper trying to cook Trixie, or vice versa, I wouldn't stop them.
Oh boy! Only problem is he'd be getting a lot of lip from her for how the great and powerful Trixie only demands the best spices.
Well, she's a spice girl.
You will get paprika and an oversaturation of salt, and you will like it.
I too would spend time with Trixie because, one, I don't think I could hold much of a conversation with Angel Bunny. And
unless you have that potion Sakura had.
But then I just swap bodies, and I don't want to go through what Fluttershy went through. Oh, it was awful. It was horrible. Side note, Sakura was totally a troll in that episode. She knew exactly what she wrought. Your people knew what they wrought. Sorry, I slipped into grave mind here.
Oh, actually, another question I see popping up. We both switch genders. What happens next? I guess I just do whatever.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't want to go too far down this, as I understand there are people who face that struggle. So, I mean, honestly, a lot of what I do, art, reviews, that wouldn't change. But honestly, beyond that, I can't say.
I think one day if Jasper Pie just poofed and turned into Jasmine Pie, she'd just do whatever.
Now, working on the eyes.
Now people won't point at him and laugh for wearing a skirt. Not that I would know.
Hey, you do you. That's all there is to it.
Actually, I'm seeing we're getting a lot of Power Ranger and Kamen Rider questions.
That might be because I am admittedly a very big Kamen Rider fan. And as I understand it, you are a big Power Ranger fan, as if your super form wasn't clue enough.
Yes, I am obviously a huge fan of VR Troopers. Their articulate voice acting is around for generations to come.
I actually remember seeing that. Funny enough, I have yet to see the Metal Heroes that they are based upon. But yeah, I can boast that I was watching Power Rangers when it first came out, even though I was still considered too old to be watching it. But then that's described like 90% of my entertainment. I'm usually too old for what my peers think is entertainment. I remember in college.
You're never too old to. Oh, sorry.
No, you're never too old?
You're never too old to enjoy the things you like.
A fine philosophy. I just remember in college, I mentioned that I watched Disney's Gargoyles, and one of my classmates just started laughing at me. I was like, "What did you watch?" He said, "Oh, yeah, Saved by the Bell." I was like, "Really?" I don't know which is sillier, Saved by the Bell or Gargoyles.
You're really comparing Saved by the Bell to Gargoyles. You know the advantage Gargoyles has over Saved by the Bell? They don't have Zach Morris.
Well, hey, if you like Saved by the Bell, I'm not trying to dump on you, but I just found it funny that, in my eyes, Gargoyles was actually the more serious story. But because it's animated, people tend to look down on it. As is true of often animated media, which is disappointing.
I'm kind of sad I never got around to watching Gargoyles because from what I saw, it was definitely ahead of its time.
Is it not available on Disney Plus? Or rather, I guess I should ask: are you subscribed to Disney Plus? That's kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah, it is on Disney Plus. Just haven't gotten around to watching it on there yet. Busy little beaver.
Yes, fortunately, they're just life gets in the way. Sometimes. So, switching back to the artwork real quick, I've added an eye based on a suggestion I saw in the chat. Get to see the eye placement. Is it looking friendly? Is it looking creepy to you, Jasper?
He looks happy.
Okay,
or
good.
She looks happy.
I'm not sure. I'm afraid to turn this character over and check.
Yeah, you're on your own with that one.
Often am. Although I could think of like Christopher Moore's book Fluke. It has some very bizarre whale interactions. I will go no further as this is a PG, or I try to be PG. But wow.
I'll just try to use my disturbing imagination to fill in the blanks.
Don't you dare.
Too late, it's already there, and I am going to need a bath after this.
Oh dear. Well, while you're swimming
in chloric acid.
Well, while you're dissolving your skin, just sing along Baby Beluga in the Big Blue Sea.
I will murderfy you with a grapefruit spoon.
I'm sorry, murderfar?
Murderfy. I slurred.
I'll mortify him. I'll mortify the jokes.
I'll tear your esophagus out. I'll Loki some Maddie.
It's a Maddie? Is that a Maddie Munchkin?
Maddie is in the chat.
Oh.
Hello.
And she's already throwing second best soldier jokes. Marvelous.
Slanderous lies!
The conflict is eternal.
I deem this conflict unacceptable! I am clearly the best cut soldier. You know why? Because I embrace my inner bonehead.
And I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't offer condolences that we lost the voice actor for the soldier recently.
Yeah. Even if TF2 wasn't my all-time favorite game, his work was still really amazing.
But it helps that he also had the prettiest unicorn speech.
He mastered the prettiest unicorn speech.
It's like, hey, he embraced it. He exemplified it. All unicorns should aspire to that attitude, including Rarity.
You were good, son. Maybe even the best.
Although now I actually want to see Rarity making that speech. Someone hop on that 15.ai and see what you can cook up.
Yes, please. Actually, also another question for you. What do you think of Starlight and Trixie's relationship? Good or bad?
Ultimately good, but with some very choppy parts. I mean, all bottled up. Trixie's obliviousness, good God, grating. And yet, what I appreciate about that episode is that they juxtapose the main six with these two. They are the imperfect friendship. It's heavily flawed. It's not as idealized as the main six often are, and yet that's part of what makes it so charming. And at the end of the day, Trixie does have Starlight's back and vice versa, which I do think they're good friends and fun to watch. How about yourself?
Well, I'm probably going to get shots for this. I am not really a big fan of either pony. However, I do see thematically how much their friendship works. Like you said, polar opposite of the main six. They're imperfect, they're flawed, they're kind of annoying at times, and yet it works for some reason.
It's funny when you say you're not a fan of either pony. I think I could hear Thespio in the distance going, "Yeah!"
Yes, this is one thing we can both simultaneously agree on. Love ya, broski!
Excellent.
Wherever you be, may you not get the black lung.
What? Is he working in a coal mine?
Not really, I just really wanted to say it.
Well, there you go. I'm getting the black lung, Pop.
Another repeat question. We two have swapped bodies for the day. How do you change back?
How do I change back? I mean, wait.
Like you and I switch bodies. You and I switch bodies. What happens next?
Well, have we tried running at each other and colliding to see if our souls will swap from the crash?
Yes, and all we did was give each other a big bump on the head.
Well, there you go. I guess the next thing I do is help myself to all the pizza in the back of his restaurant. Because, owner's privilege. Wink, wink. And after that, I'd probably just wail, wonder what happened to my glorious feathers, wonder what is this fez? Why is it on my head, and why do I adore it so?
My head is so naked! Ah, naked head! Ah! Oh, but my flank is so nicely proportionate. But naked head!
And I think that explains our reaction in a nutshell. Mostly because we go nuts. Oh, there's a question for you, Jasper.
So yes,
long story short?
Oh boy. But yes, long story short, we'd basically just go nuts, like he said.
As we often do. But there's a question I see for you. Who is your favorite pony?
Oh boy. Gee, I wonder what my favorite pony is. I only named myself after a particular pony. I don't know if it's Pinkie Pie.
Yes, how did you come up with the idea of the Jasper Pie?
Ah, yes. This one's a bit of a story.
Ooh,
a long time ago, in the magical time back in 2014, back when I was still learning the ways of this quote-unquote OC making, I was one of those guys who tries to make myself related to one of the main characters in some way. So I ended up at first being Jasper Pie, her actual cousin, and then years later, once I really realized, wow, that does not work out, then I just decided to make it a joke. Well, like, I share her last name, but our relationship is kind of stupidly complicated. So that was more of a joke relationship, if anything.
So it's kind of a Babs Bunny, Buster Bunny, no relation?
Exactly.
Intriguing. Okay, we've got a happy whale.
Masako?
Oh, Masako?
Masako, no, I will not help you. Masako, no, I won't help you find your pants. Also, hi.
Good to see you, Master Code. If you want to talk about someone who appreciates the Phoenix Wright series, there's your man.
He centers his whole character around that.
Indeed. And then he abducts others onto a spaceship, which totally from the Ace Attorney series, I'm sure. And they have a trial of the episode. I still never got the terminology down. Objection, your mama. I heard the chime. Oh, Cheesecake the Mouse is following. Much appreciated, Cheesecake. Now that we have a happy whale, I want to add a little bit more detail, which I admit is not something I often do. I've been drawing the My Little Pony style for a while. Shadows are a novelty. Ah.
They are a blessing if you can master them.
Well, maybe I can, and maybe I can't. We'll find out. But this is also why I'm working with the vectors. If you can't, it's remarkable what you can fake or change. See, right off the bat, there's just a little bit more depth.
Yeah. Now it's a 3D-ish whale.
And you know the fun thing about whales? They're never out of their depth.
I can't even think of a proper response for that.
I'm afraid instead of a fluke, you floundered.
That's it. I'm going belly up after this stream.
Yes, well done. Well done, Jasper. Yes. Applause, everyone. We must give him applause.
Could a bigger fish swallow me? I will voluntarily go on a hook.
That reminds me.
Also, another question.
Oh, yes.
Oh, sorry. Also, another question. Worst pony?
For both of us?
Well, he was asking you, yet he was asking to ask me about it, I guess. So I'm just going to assume it was for both of us.
A fair assessment. For me, yeah, I don't really want to declare a worst pony. I don't think any pony is objectively the worst. It depends on what you're looking for. For me, I've said before, I've always found Princess Cadence a bit frustrating in that I think she could have done more, been allowed to do more, but was denied that opportunity. And I can say that now, especially with the series ended. I think her high point was tackling the Renegade pudding in the Best Gift Ever special.
Oh, yeah. She and Shining were spectacular in that special.
Actually, I find it hilarious. I used to joke that Cadence is secretly an adrenaline junkie. And then she watches her husband doing these flips. She says, she's got the vapors. Oh, she's fanning herself. She's got the vapors. It's like, wow. Someone pick up the phone because I called it.
For me, I can't find one particular worst pony, but one that definitely frustrates me is Cozy Glow.
Ah, the mystery of the enigma wrapped in a cute Shirley Temple parody.
Oh yeah, that's one thing. She is so obnoxiously somewhat adorable, it's disgusting. And yeah, because we know so little about her. Why is she like this? Why is cracking down on a child with the law suddenly okay because of this particular pony?
Well, I guess that raises the question. What did you think of her ultimate punishment of being petrified?
On the one hand, kind of cathartic. On the other hand, I don't know if it constitutes as too extreme, considering her age.
That's the thing I always wonder.
What if
is she a child? We'll never truly know.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. What if she's got the baby doll syndrome from Batman the Animated Series?
It's a fair question, and I don't have an answer. It's like she straddles the line in so many ways. Her manipulation and ability to read others seems very adult, but then her expectation that she'll be, if she just takes down one leader, she'll be the automatic default, is very childish. So I don't know. She's seemingly both. It's quite vexing.
But yes, she's so frustrating.
And here's the funny
thing. All the implications and not giving us much to go off of.
Well, in some ways that at least inspires, it can inspire funny moments. Case in point, at Winnie City last year, they had Cozy Glow's voice actress. And fans were asking, where are Cozy Glow's parents? And, you know, the actors don't know any more than we do, I think. But she said in Cozy Glow's voice, "Stay out of my room." It's like, wow, dark.
Suddenly, everything makes sense in the world.
A horrible, frightening kind of sense.
And we got another question from Legendary Ink Monster Gang. Have either of you heard of the Nightmare Tales or the Nightmare Realms ink mechanical ink monster known as Inky? I don't know what that is.
I'm Well, I imagine it's quite dark, given all the ink. But
I'm gonna assume also it's kind of a drip because of the ink.
very true. Although I'm trying to think, wasn't Inky one of those ghosts in Pac-Man too, or is that's another kind of Pinky?
I think there was a character named Inky, I think.
So is that it? Is it an updated Pac-Man? Is Pac-Man getting a newer, grittier reboot? What none of
If
you
so,
asked
how?
for. What none of you asked for, but are still getting.
Kind of like all the live action Disney movies.
Which can also be really gritty if they want, but they try to be kid-friendly. Actually, I've
They
only...
try to be more serious and then they stumble at the finish line.
Honestly, the only Disney, live-action Disney I've really seen is The Lion King. Which was good and bad, I guess.
I saw the Aladdin one recently. It was decent. It wasn't the worst thing I ever saw. I did like some of the leading actors, but I'm always going to be staying true to the original.
Yeah, no shame there. I'm right there with you. I do miss Robin Williams' humor.
I think we all miss him. Him and George Carlin for me.
Ah, there you go.
And it's sad because Mr. Carlin, he'd have plenty of material with everything going on lately.
Oh, to point out the various levels of stupidity on all sides, he would indeed have a field day.
It'd be like a personal Christmas gift to him. The last few years since he's been dead, it'd basically be a whole VHS DVD special for him.
Actually, wait, does he... I forget when he passed. He'd probably have a lot to say just on modern technology. I mean, we all remember his commentary on stuff. Goodness knows he'd have plenty to say about what's currently going on.
He was not kind to the golf courses.
Golf courses?
He did a whole stand-up about how golf courses are a waste of time.
Ooh, intriguing.
He did raise a lot of good points. Also, someone's asking you, least favorite episode.
Least favorite episode. Canterlot Wedding Part 1. This is unfortunately part of why I've had such a strong resistance to Cadence. Everything that I remember celebrating about a Candlelight Wedding is in Part 2. Part 1 is trying very hard to get you to like characters right away, even though it's not really the characters there before you. And also, to my frustration, reducing the main six's friendship in order to facilitate this. It felt very... While their anger at Twilight at the end was very understandable, going to your friend's brother's wedding without her? That's just not done. I can't understand.
I have read a lot of fanfics in reaction to that moment, and yeah, a lot of people share your sympathies, and I am right there with you.
There we go. I was wondering why I couldn't select that mask. There we are. But, well, okay, I guess then I should say, maybe I should comment on what is the best episode featuring Cadence.
Probably.
I'm trying to... I think Three's a Crowd gave her the most time and attention. But I'd actually, again, because of the fun scene with her and Shining, I think the best gift ever might be even better. Because sometimes it's not quantity, it's quality.
Oh, yeah.
How about yourself, Jasper? What's an episode that, all things being equal, you'd rather steer clear?
Oh boy.
Huh.
Going over the previous 8 years, it's gonna be a bit of a challenge, but I think the most recent one that I personally cannot stand is 246 Great.
An episode we don't celebrate. Yay! Bad episode! No.
Exactly. I don't know. It's mostly just for the obvious. Rainbow Dash's attitude really rubbed me the wrong way. And I think Despio actually brought this up once. Her being able to teach cheerleading sounds perfect, because do we all just forget the whole infamous "yay" scene from season 1?
Well, I can cite one counter argument to that. What we witnessed in season 1 was she was teaching Fluttershy to cheer for her. Getting ponies to cheer for someone else might not jive so naturally for her.
I guess. But still, if she really does care for these kids, she kind of did a lousy job of showing it.
Unfortunately, I feel that's
until the end when they
until
the end when she gets called out about it.
And that, in my eyes, is a critique of the whole school setting. We never got to see the main six be, well, good teachers. We got to see them fail at their job, be fallible. But you need that moment where you understand that there's something more, something that might be taken for granted happening off screen.
It's like, it's good to have these guys relatable and not succeed all the time, but sometimes you just need to see them be good at something.
Technically, we got to see in that episode, but by then I feel like it had spent a large portion of its goodwill.
I feel like it was a little too late.
Sigh. I will praise, however, that over the two cheerleader ponies who were introduced, Shimmy Shake and someone else. My brain.
Oh, Jesus. This is a bad sign. I can't remember either of their names.
I'm sure someone in the chat we're just a few seconds ahead of the chat. So someone, I'm sure, will correct us. Normally, when I hear that Valley Girl style accent, it's a character you're meant to not like. Someone who would be cruel or judgmental. Those two didn't go that route, which I thought was a positive.
And the only reason we see them acting snooty was because Rainbow Dash kind of deserved it.
Although I also appreciate In a Nutshell series having them just talk over and over and over.
And over again.
As they peace out in cartwheels. Like, wow, why didn't they do that in the show? Okay, we're getting... Oh, sorry.
Because we gotta have that Rainbow Dash apathy that won't get old anytime soon.
Oh, I appreciate Haley Hope is making a reference to my gerbil, my head gerbil. Go, Horatio. Run faster. Also, I never thought
Whatever happened to Horatio? Oh, sorry.
Well, apparently he fell off the wheel a few times too many.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. Perhaps
unfortunately,
I should consider reintegration.
Unfortunately, my brain hamster and I are not on speaking terms, so I had to get a brain candle instead.
Oh, is it burning at both ends?
Let's just say, yeah, but he's not really the brightest flicker in the candle shop.
Wait. Is he French?
No, and he does not even know if the gray stuff is delicious.
Oh, but he could start singing.
And dancing. After all, it's Francing.
After all, what would you sing about if you were in someone's mind? Now repress, No one ever could have guessed. No. Wow. Oh, I got him to laugh. That's a victory for me. I also probably got several people to groan.
Yes, well, you do a very good job at that also.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, question for you. Favorite brony animation?
Favorite animation? Epic Wub Time became so emblematic of what the fans could create and set the stage, and also launched several fandom voice acting careers that have flourished. I think that's probably my favorite, if not only for the fun of it on its own, but simply for the impact it's had.
Oh, geez. Which one was that? Was that
That's
one of the epic mealtime parodies?
that was the one where it was Octavia and Vinyl, DJ Pone 3, being roommates, and where they introduced both the bass cannon and their friendship expressed through a sandwich.
Oh, wait. Now I remember that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so let's see here. Trying to add more detail without going overboard. Not sure about this shadow under its nostril. Makes it too pronounced.
Oh boy, here's a weird one. Silver-Quill, if we turn your OC into a cyborg, would he be a techno chicken?
Oh, could I dance that way? Initiating dance protocol. Beep, burp, burp.
That would be even worse, Frostbite. He'd be an Adult Swim original program.
Oh my, I'd have to watch terrible shows that were simultaneously endearing.
Worse, you'd have to watch terrible shows that were possibly endearing, voiced by Seth Green!
No! But possibly yes.
But mostly no.
Although, if I was the robot chicken, who would be the mad scientist? I feel like...
Honestly, I was going to say possibly Firebrand.
That's possible. I also feel like Lightning Bliss has earned that. I mean, if anyone would want to torture me...
Oh, no, I see it. Yep, I'm seeing it. Yeah, it would be Blissey.
Plus, wouldn't she be adorable in that lab coat?
Yes, but don't tell her that out loud.
I'm gonna.
Alright, I'll just start writing on your epitaph. Here lies what as one unmisguided buzzard. He called Lightning Bliss cute. That's all the information you need. Ooh, hello. Favorite pony webcomic?
Favorite pony webcomic? I'm gonna have to ponder this for a minute. What was your favorite, Jasper?
It was the Goodnight Pinky series for obvious reasons. Points to this one.
Ah, yes, I did enjoy that ritual.
Other than that, I don't read a lot of pony webcomics. I mostly was too busy just making my own.
Yes, and in fact, funny enough, I swear this was not planned, but I got to make an appearance in a comic Jasper posted today.
It was a commission by one of our neutral patrons, who I think is actually in the chat. He's actually been asking, how did I get Night Mist out of the pile of pizzas? Well, let's just say it was all on his bill, if you know what I mean.
Nom 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 nom. Also, well done.
Exactly.
You made a pun. That is again worthy of applause. Applause.
I didn't even do it on purpose.
That's the best kind of pun. For we all, at some point, unintentionally pontificate.
The problems you have presented are multifold.
Multifold. Ah, yes, we're both Magisword fans, especially of Pumpkin Zombie Pumpkin Magisword.
Ooh, that's me. Hi.
You do that very well.
I dabble. It's mostly just me doing my Meatwad impression, which isn't that much for a stretch, because, hey, I'm Meatwad. Hey, where is my high-power video game console? Because I will kick some booty if I do not find it. I grew up on a lot of Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
You were too young for that show, young man. It was very adult-oriented.
And yet I watched it anyway.
Yes, so did many other children, because, it's what happens.
To be fair, that didn't stop a lot of people from checking out South Park at too young an age.
My brother still has not forgiven me for taking our dad to see the South Park movie.
Oh, you diabolical little poultry man.
I was just a hatchling at the time. But yes, he found out. It's like, what? You took Dad to see South Park? And to this day, I can earn his ire. As much as I drive my fellow bronies nuts, I had started with the family.
That actually does transition into another question for both of us. Between you and me, who would annoy Firebranch the most?
Dibs. I'll call dibs. This is me calling dibs. Come on.
No, wait. There is the most obvious solution. We team up, attack him from both sides.
Ooh, and assail him with our own brand of humor?
Our own firebrand of humor?
Yes. Yes, I am liking this idea. Somewhere in the distance, Firebrand is suffering a cold chill. I am momentarily confounded. I don't know what path is causing this cutoff. Likely.
Why do we even have that layer?
Why? Because every layer serves a purpose. Let's see. It might be this one, which, thanks to these happy little indicators. Oh, I'm going all Bob Ross. These happy little indicators right here. They're very helpful. But that's not the one. Dang it. It's not.
And now to borrow a piece from Maddie. Save your work, kids.
Actually, that is a good idea, because I had not properly saved this. This is a cardinal sin of art. How many people...
That whale is now crying on the inside because you didn't save.
Well, I didn't save the whales.
Congratulations. You've created a melancholy whale. Do you feel happy with what has been accomplished in life?
I feel an existential nihilism. We are nihilists. I can get you a toe. Okay, now I know. And knowing is half of the battle.
G.I. Jose.
Or what was that robot chicken? G.I. Drone.
And yes, glad to see you remember that quote, sweetie. You wait, mama. I'm every pony's mama.
Okay, there we go. That's a bit more behaved. Oh, but now I'm in isolation mode. Funny, that's usually...
Hey, just like half the world right now.
What's the other half doing, then?
I don't think I can say on stream.
Oh, dear.
Ooh, another question for you. Favorite brony song?
Oh, my. Oh, gosh. I mean, there's the Proud to Be a Brony song, which I thought was very well done. Thank You for All the Fun was a very touching and very well done way of crediting both the show and the fandom. How about yourself?
For me, I think my personal favorites was probably Anthropology Lyra's song.
You know, I think I missed that trend. I missed that one. I gotta double back and check it out.
Oh, it's just so whimsical, technological, and just kind of fun. No, I will not tell you my Discord server, Mr. Ink Monster Gang, because I do not have one.
Yes, I too. I
Nor do
too
I
have.
really want.
I'm there with you.
Nor do I really. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. You go.
Nor do I really want one because running a server is kind of a big job.
It is, and also making sure it's a secure place. Looking out for the members. I worry I wouldn't be able to give it the attention it deserves. So, not going there.
Yeah, we both have a lot on our plates as is. I don't know if being in charge of a server. I don't know if we can balance being in charge of a server, though I do occasionally mod for my girlfriends. So there's that.
I'm sorry. Did you say girlfriends? Plural?
One,
Oh,
as in girlfriend and comma dash whatever space s.
oh no, he's being undone by grammar. Quickly, Jasper. Hi.
Yes, grammar.
The grammar Nazis will
Yes,
be
grammar.
upon you.
My ultimate Achilles heel. It's especially embarrassing since I'm a writer. I'm a fraud. I'm a monster. I'm Monster Steven. I am dead. I am dead. I am dead, Rose Quartz.
Oh dear, that escalated quickly. Still, what do you want to bet? What do you want to bet that most writers have like a first draft just filled to the brim with typos?
I would not. I would definitely believe it.
I still remember one of my earliest stories I posted online. The characters declared that they shaved the world.
I remember one of my fanfics. I wrote Roboy instead of Robot. What is a Roboy? This is not Robot Jones. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? I don't know. I never watched the show.
Nor did I. I need to re-equip for this next part. Forgive me, everyone, as I step away to grab a stylus. So, Jasper, feel free to field some questions. I shall be back momentarily.
I shall do that, Commander. Alright, easy question. It will not let me scroll up. Ding dong, dang it! As for your, where's your gem pizza? You never ordered a gem pizza, Mr. Jeremy Willis! You cannot demand pizza that does not, for an order that does not exist! The existence of the order is a problem that is multifold! No, James Cork, pizza is not a hat. Horseradish is not a hat either. Favorite Pokemon? Probably Charizard or Heracross.
I came in on horseradish is not a hat. What have you been up to?
Someone asking if pizza was a hat. I just did my... It's the most comprehensible Squidward impression I could come up with.
Now, personally, I'm of the mind that pizza makes for a better dwelling. Haven't you ever heard of Pizza the Hut?
Okay, your microphone went derpy for a sec. What was that?
I'm just saying, pizza would make a fine abode, for it would be Pizza the Hut.
Oh, I could really go for some Pizza the Hut right now.
Oh, along with some yogurt? Hello, boys.
Probably. Ooh. Silver-Quill, favorite animated movie?
Oh, I shall answer forthwith, but I just want to thank Dude Man for the follow. It's like, Dude Man. Dude, brah. Love it. I go back and forth on all things because for my childhood, Transformers the movie really stuck with me, even though any criticism of its story characterizations is, in my eyes, pretty legit. Too legit to quit, one might say.
It wasn't perfect.
But it did make a lasting impression, and in a weird way, was the start of some of the most cornerstone Transformers lore. But in more recent years, I greatly appreciate stories like Up and Inside Out that delve into a more emotional. They don't require big spectacle. This probably isn't all that entertaining to see. Let's change things up. Yes. Jasper, what's your favorite? Favorite animated movies? Share with us.
Oh, jeez.
Tell me your story.
Oh, geez, how do I pick just one?
Oh, top three, several.
I think top three would be Emperor's New Groove. What else? Monsters Inc. and the Captain Underpants movie.
Now, I missed the boat on that one because, well, even I go through a phase where I thought, oh, that's for kids. It was a very dumb phase. What is
Well, you're
Captain Underpants?
well, well, for a little history lesson, it's based on one of probably the funniest elementary school book series of all time about these two kids named George and Harold who hypnotize their school principal into thinking he's a superhero who prances around in his underwear.
So that is the actual plot.
But then, that is the actual plot.
Stunning.
And then along the way, something bizarre happens that brings real villains from their comics to life, and hilarity ensues.
I feel like if I were offering a critique, I would point out the severe ethical questions of what they're doing to their principal. I mean, I know every kid kind of dreams of sticking it to the authority figure.
Yeah, the books really had that kid mindset about how all adults are either dumb or evil.
Or dumbly evil.
It was, yes, or that. It definitely knew how to get into the mindset of an elementary school student.
Well, maybe one of these days I'll check it out. Despite what people think, the mandatory or voluntary isolation doesn't provide as much opportunity for binge and streaming as one might think. But we all deal.
Indeed. I keep myself busy when I isolation and with all my online jobs, because yeah, while I'm somehow cursed to never be able to get actual employment, I have plenty of freelancing jobs to keep me comfortable.
Oh, Jasper, I say this as someone who's been on that hunt many times. It can feel like it'll go on forever, but it doesn't. There will come that opportunity. It's really the greater challenge is staying open to possibilities and not browbeating. Browbeating is the wrong word, but not being down on yourself for this.
Kind of easier said than done, because after doing this for a year, my enthusiasm is kind of curbing a bit.
I know that feeling. What was it? Right out of college, I was on the job hunt, and it did take almost a year just to land that first job. It was not an easy time. But you get there. I promise, everything you're feeling, you are not alone in facing it. Plus, right now, I can't even fathom how companies are approaching hiring right now.
Yeah, I imagine right now the hiring market is going to be slim to no thanks.
But I can promise you that good things are going to happen.
I believe it. I just wish they'd happen soon.
I am right there with you. We find ourselves in a situation where it's like, okay, I argue that if there's any sort of balancing act, 2021 is going to feature the discovery of a new kind of chocolate that will just blow everything out of the water.
Oh my god. White chocolate and regular chocolate mixed together naturally?
To create atomic chocolate.
Ooh, two interesting ones. One is Best Disney Princess.
Ooh.
For me, it's either Jasmine in Mulan or Tiana. Because yes, apparently Mulan counts as a princess according to marketing.
Yeah, gotta get that. Okay, fair is fair. The Disney Princess line is probably one of the most successful campaigns. You know,
True that.
I laugh because I would say Moana, and it's funny because she
Oh yeah,
she actively resists the title of princess.
he thinks the lady doth protest too much.
Indeed. But I love her character arc. I love her story. I'm a little surprised that she actually trades or, dare I say, upgrades animal sidekicks.
The fact that she the fact that she fact that she managed to befriend the personified, apparently sentient ocean and a friggin' chicken guy really impresses me.
Not Maui.
Oh yeah, and Maui. Maui's also a substance.
I mean, it's just find it kind of funny because I don't. I actually agree with you, but it's like, oh yeah, I totally befriended a demigod who was responsible for most of the world as we know it, good and bad. But then I befriended this chicken.
And I get and I got the ocean to be my BFF. Sort of. Ooh, and another interesting question. And what really informs our sense of comedy and appreciation of what makes good humor?
Hmm. I find that any humor that's willing to laugh at itself or to make fun of the situation. Mystery Science Theater 3000, I've been watching host segments of that off and on, and it just reminds me of how much I loved it.
Oh yeah, self-aware air humor is definitely some of the best because it shows they don't take themselves too seriously.
Oh, I think you owe Josh Scorcher a quarter.
Ding dong, dang it! As for me, I'm more of a I'm more into the zany, witty, sarcastic kind of humor. So basically, kind of anything out of Looney Tunes, in a sense. Because not only could the characters throw and take a punch, they also knew how to throw out a quip.
And Looney Tunes endures, although it keeps changing form. It's rather amazing.
Speaking of, did you see the trailer for the new thing coming out?
No, what's it like?
It, while while a good chunk of it is in flash, the rest of it looks really seamless, like it could have been in the original Looney Tunes era. But then they have streaming services and cell phones, and it's like, God, they fooled me.
That is okay. Again, I'm gonna talk like an old man here. I am seeing more and more how social media is no longer just a cameo in a story, but a driving force or a motivator. We saw it with like Equestria Girls and oh, what's the one where they're at the theme park? Rarity and Applejack are
Roller, co-
roller
roller
coaster.
coaster of friendship, I think.
Yes, it's where they're conflicting with one another about jobs, and the villain is going by social media. The rain booms are judging everything by social media. I feel very old when I realize that that's the new norm. I was likened to an episode of Gargoyles. There's a scene where Griff, a British gargoyle transported from World War II, is suddenly brought to the then modern 1990s. First thing he sees is a punk walking down the street immersed in a Game Boy, so much that he doesn't even notice two gargoyles standing in front of him. And Griff nearly faints into oncoming traffic. That's how I sometimes feel when I realize how much is taken as a given in a setting. Stop making me feel old, world. It's not cool.
To me, I don't mind if they feature or modern tech from time to time. It's just when they start doing the whole hashtag speak is when it gets really grating.
Ooh.
This is why Vignette is probably one of my least favorite villains.
Nice. That wasn't just her That wasn't just her gimmick, that was pretty much her entire character.
And it was annoying. It got old really fast. Like you think, like, no, you're not old, Silver. Her whole character arc is old. The way she speaks is old.
I appreciate you saying that.
Me trying to bear listening to her is getting old really fast. But yes, new Looney Tunes show looks promising so far. Major props to Eric Boisa for being able to do Mel Blanc's work.
Nice. That's actually very heartening. I'm still the last attempt I saw at updating a older show was Thundercats Roar, and I didn't go for that.
I never really watched Thundercats, so I don't have an opinion. Though, did they have to do a Teen Titans Go episode?
Apparently they did, and I actually just learned today that it was some of the more offensive jokes and disrespectful ones were made by the Teen Titans writers. So, yeah, that's not a ring endorsement for either show in my eyes right now.
And you know what the worst part is? I saw a clip of it. The Roar animation actually looks a little better than Go. There, I said it.
Well, in both cases, I prefer the slightly more serious takes. Especially the Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, I am a man of comedy. It's just there's a time and a place for it. Actually, I don't think I ever heard. What is your stance on Teen Titans Go?
Well, funny enough, this actually harkens right back to Dr. Weekill and my appendectomy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, didn't think I could reintegrate that, did you? I was channel surfing because I was in the hospital for the whole day. I went in the morning to just see my doctor. Said I had a little pain in my abdomen, and by the end of the day, boom, appendectomy. So I channel surfed a lot. I saw Gunsmoke, which was I was only aware of it because of this Cherry Jubilee, but then I inevitably turned to Cartoon Network, and I saw an episode of Teen Titans Go. And I looked to my friend who was spending the day with me, and I said, I'm ready to go under the knife now.
Well, that pretty much says it all.
Yes, that was my first and really only major casual fling with Teen Titans Go. After that, I watched a little bit of it to do my video on Pony Life and the more silly approach to stories. What works and what doesn't. But I never really caught on. For me, Teen Titans was a great blend of serious and comical. And they could shift so quickly.
They knew when it was appropriate to have their funny, awkward moments. But this, it doesn't stop. And most of it is just making fun of the audience that doesn't like them. Or ragging on each other, or doing some stupid stuff. They had a whole episode about farting recently. Cause everybody likes farting episodes. This is a beautiful subject for television programming.
Yeah.
Why did I turn into Coach Z when I said that?
Oh, good job there.
Oh, geez. Now I feel like a total downer. I have not been doing a great job.
Punk. Although I gotta say, an episode on farts, that sounds like a real gas.
Yeah, but it sure did stink.
Ah, well done again. Now,
another
question.
Another interesting one for you. Two, actually. Which do you prefer, satire or parody?
It depends what... Well, I'm afraid subject matter really plays a big factor. If you're trying to expose the flaws in something, satire can actually be very intellectually stimulating, and I enjoy that. But parody is often funnier and less mean-spirited. It's inviting you to laugh along. I guess parody is the greater go-to, but with some very strong praise for good satire. I saw actually, maybe this can tie in. An earlier question I saw, Jasper, was what's the worst Power Ranger series you've seen from each era?
Oh boy. From the original Saban era, probably Turbo. From the Disney era, Operation Overdrive. From Neo Saban, Megaforce, and we've only had literally two, and we've only had one season, and from the Hasbro era, so I can't really judge yet.
Well, you can't. We could just say it's the best and the worst.
It's the best and the worst.
Well, it's funny you say, because I have a follow-up question. Got to talk about this with Keyframe and ANY over last weekend, but have you ever seen the American dub of Dynaman?
I have not.
You can find, okay, unfortunately most of the clips you can find for free are of VHS quality, so there's that caveat. But if you do a search for Dynaman dub, that's with a Y, Dynaman, you will actually find a series that was dubbed before Power Rangers, but it is definitely parody, but it's mostly just so bad it's funny. Not necessarily because it's smart or on its own hilarious.
Because it's just so riff worthy, right?
It is incredibly riff worthy. In fact, if I can ever get a hold of a high quality, maybe that should be our own Mystery Science Theater thing. Can you satirize a parody? Or parody a parody? Ooh, parodyception.
Huh.
I'll get the music on.
Can you do it without Can you make it without the world exploding? It depends. It depends. Are you parodying the subject matter of the original parody, or parodying the creators' work on how they handle the parody?
Honestly, I'd probably parody how they thought they were handling the parody. We're geniuses. Can we make that guy sound a little Yiddish?
We're a paradinguses working on parodies.
Aha, here we are. I'm sorry that took a while, but here is my intent with this. So first things first, I'm going to make a copy because I might want to save that for later. One thing I love...
Save your work, kids.
Thank you for the reminder. See? Saving. Saving. All right. So I'm going to make this white. One of the things I love about underwater art is when artists can create this ripple. Let's see. You can see it more here. In fact, in a couple others. I'm trying something of a cheap copy. But it's my cheap copy. Dang it. Because I have the power of envelope distortion.
Egads.
And remember, kids, no matter how much you push the envelope, it will always remain stationary.
Urge to kill. Pretty much at the same level it's always been.
I have that effect on people.
Ooh, another question. What do you think of the sudden outburst of remaking popular video games from the 90s?
As long as they're doing better. I mean, okay, Resident Evil 2, wide acclaim. Also gave rise to an interesting Thomas the Tank mod.
Ding dang dong dang it, Thomas.
No, you have Thomas chasing you instead of Mr. X. That sounds terrifying. What a lovely thing, thought Thomas. I'm going to kill them all. To be fair?
To be fair with how his show's been going lately, yeah, being chased down by Thomas would arguably be worse.
Yes, it's CG now.
Well, it's not so much. That's the CG that's the trouble. The trouble is the writers just kind of lost their touch.
Oh, no. Mask. we are
Now,
going
now
to...
everything's got to be all fast paced and PC and basically like you like Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol? I do not know this Paw Patrol. Oh, Paw Patrol.
Basically, yeah. What'd you think I said?
Like Papa Smurf. Now you have Papa Troll or Papa Roach.
I need to work on my slurring apparently.
It's all good. I also have to work on my listening. It's been a long week. I admit the brain is not firing on all cylinders.
My speech impediment is going to be the death of me.
I'm sorry, what was that? I wasn't listening. See, I don't need articulation to know what that's about. Okay, let's see. Does this work? That should do it. Now I just make it... Oh, no, I make it white, and I clip away the excess. Doo-doo. See, we're coming along. Now let's go with... Would a soft light work?
Ooh, question for both of us. Do you have any favorite comic book superheroes, DC and Marvel?
Oh, I always have a... Okay, I'm always a sucker for Superman, Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. How about yourself, Jasper?
Well, I do love me the occasional Spider-Man and Deadpool. Though I think the one comic I've been more interested in lately is the Boom Studios Power Ranger comics.
I haven't read those, but I see them on the shelves. How are they in terms of storytelling and all that good stuff?
I would say they are amazing at storytelling. It's basically a retelling of Mighty Orphan, sort of, only in a more serious light. But it doesn't shy away from humor.
Now I remember flipping.
They have a huge continuity type thing. It's basically it's basically what would it's kind of like what Power Rangers the show eventually did with In Space and Time Force and such.
Now I'm intrigued that how do I put this? You say they have continuity?
I realize what I said. I only now realize what I said. And I regret every saying that I've ever said up to this saying point.
No, there's no backing out of this, Sonny. You tell me about the continuity. You tell me now.
They keep the continuity extremely tight. They have actual character conflicts. They really expand on the characters' personalities. They actually tried to ship the Red and Yellow Ranger at some points, but it didn't quite work out. And it worked out in a realistic way. Like they don't hate each other for it. They're still good friends. They still care about each other. It's just it didn't quite work out as they hoped.
Speaking of not working out, I don't think this envelope distorter is working the way I want. So, release. This will take some experimentation, I think. This is why I kept the original over nya. What I really want is a gradient of... Right now, the gradient is applied to each and every little piece. What I need is a solid gradient. Solid gradient. That doesn't make sense. But it will shortly. Because I'm going to turn this into...
I think your art piece is starting to get to me. Now I'm actually smelling seafood.
Oh, you're on a seafood diet? I see food. I eat it. Ooh, actually, you do sound like you're having a meal.
Sometimes talking to you is a bunch of barnacles.
Well, at least you're not getting keel hauled.
No, but I feel like I want to Shanghai myself right off the ship.
Take us to the hidden pirate island, a.k.a. Hong Kong. Of course, only the oldest Simpsons fans will get that one.
I have completely lost track of The Simpsons.
Yeah, you and me both. I haven't really watched them in a good while. Okay, so now I'm going to turn my. Yes, that's much better.
And also to answer your question, Jeff, no, Lord Zed was not the only evil guy to have his own Zord. I actually wrote a whole list of some of the evil Zords on Power Rangers for Watch Mojo.
Oh, how many evil Zords were there?
More than 10, but we can only count 10.
Ah, okay then. It follows. What was your favorite evil Zord?
Well, obviously Serpentera from Mighty Morphin, because it's the biggest Zord in the world. Uh, there was also there was also Catastros, Korag's Zord from Mystic Force, and oh boy, I really gotta think this one. Uh, ooh, also Cyclopsis, the
Oh,
first Zord to ever tear the Zords apart.
I remember. I remember well both Cyclopsis and Serpentera. I followed Rangers all the way through Zeo. Then, again, even my family leaned on saying, "You're getting older," and I don't think I would have been able to stick with it through Turbo anyway. Now I revisit just
And,
with more of a whatever. Call me a kid, whatever.
well, to be fair, if you ever caught in space, you can definitely forgive all the flaws of Turbo
So I've heard.
because in space it definitely ended the Zordon era on a high note.
Have you watched Linkara's History of Power Rangers by chance?
All the way through.
That his Under Pressure. I always think of that at the Zordon scene, the farewell to Zordon.
Oh yeah.
Though, would you like to hear something freaky about the Japanese Serpentera, the creature that inspired it?
You mean how he was actually a god and not an actual Zord?
That and also his means of trying to force peace between the warring parties.
If you can't have peace, I will blow you out the kingdom come.
Well, that actually turned out to be his approach, but he also took control of all the citizens of Tokyo, had them stand on roofs, and was basically threatening, "I will make them jump if you don't stop." Of course, that only worked on the heroic side of the conflict. Bit of a flaw
Wow,
there.
that
Expected better of a god there. But yeah, that
typical god. Typical gods. You give them the keys to controlling the entire world, and they try to force peace in some of the most blunt ways possible.
or they become like an intergalactic frat party. That's how I often view the Greek-Roman Parthenon.
Oh yeah, it was college before college.
Oh, and Norse. I should include the Norse. Okay, this is a little bit better. It's not entirely sold. But I do. Whoop, and I gotta get rid of this.
I'd say you're definitely making a splash with this one.
Ayo! But we're almost nearing the 2 hour limit, which is, I've already demanded a great deal of time from you, Jasper, and people's attention. But I'm pleased with how far we've come in that time. I mean, I started with just this. Now it's this. Whatcha, whatcha. Ha, this is cheap entertainment.
Ew, the transition, y'all.
I will keep working on this pattern as I think the warp needs more envelope options. But also, Jasper, why don't you tell us about what are you working on? Anything you like.
Well, actually, on DeviantArt, I am currently open for commissions, trying to build up the lineup until my 350th comic, where I will reveal a special surprise.
Ooh. And for everyone watching, I have put links to his DeviantArt and YouTube in the description on both Twitch and YouTube.
Other than that, currently still writing writing for Watch Mojo and Firebrand, and I'm actually currently in the process of 2 prank calls.
Excellent.
One of which no one is ever gonna expect.
Well, that was ominous.
Indeed. Cryptic, even.
For some reason, I'm envisioning you tying someone to train tracks right now. It's quite dastardly of you.
Soon unless you give me 4 million in gold coins, you will be run over by a steam-powered locomotive. But first I shall twirl my mustache menacingly.
4 million in gold coins. Do you think I'm Super Mario?
You're not Super Mario?
Mamma mia, no.
Ah, I wasted my whole Friday on this. Tiny. There.
Oh, goodness. Now, for my part, this weekend I intend to be recording my audio for The Point of No Return, which is the next review. I've got the graphics ready, finally. And so, but I'll be doing that after I enjoy PonyCon Online, which I hope people will join us for that.
Go support the Silver-Quill at the online con.
But also, no, it's Pony Fest Online. I'm afraid a lot of online conventions are keeping the spirit alive, but I get mixed up very easily. But Pony Fest Online, where again there'll be the shipping panel, there'll also be a gaming with Rift ponies, and it will be a good fun time. Also, I'm afraid I missed the notification who just followed us.
Well, whoever did it, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it, even though my attention is split. Forgiveness, people. And I want to thank my Patreon supporters, one of whom made this possible. Okay, I heard another notification. I will not miss it this time. If it ever shows up. Any minute now. Yes, Blue Griffin Azora. Azora? Man, I feel like that's a Warhammer reference that I'm not getting. Azora. But Blue Griffin Azora. Excellent. Thank you for following. And let's see. Maybe to cap this off, we should at least not leave this whale swimming in a void. I hope that is avoidable. Normally...
No, Jasper. Bad thoughts lead to bad actions.
Sir Ilium Isham. Thank you for following, Sir Ilium Isham. It's a lot of I's and L's. I'm second-guessing my sight. All right, let's see here. Let's go for... Well, first off, let's go with maybe a darker green. No. A light blue.
Ooh, another question.
Yes.
Thoughts on MLP Friendship is Forever, the clip show miniseries? I have not seen it yet.
I checked out a few little clips, but I haven't really sat down and watched the first one. It's a fun idea, showing how they built the memory, what am I trying to say? The memory book, the photo album of living memories. Although a part of me is always...
I really need to sit down and watch it sometime. You were saying?
Well, a part of me is also like, dang it, Starlight. Why is everything you do involve delving into someone else's mind? You have a problem. I mean, it's a wonderful idea of a gift, and it's kind of fascinating to see how she does it. But I could see that going south. If you could just take people's memories into a book, you could do some real damage. Ugh, speaking of damage, the look of this green. No, let's try. Okay, yeah, that's better.
I shiver at the day she decides to go into psychology.
Well, I have to say, I don't actually think she's that great a counselor. So, I think she'll be a better head mayor than she was a counselor.
With any luck, hopefully. Ooh, for both of us, favorite candy. Anything with both chocolate and peanut butter.
Oh, I like was it Nestle Crackle?
Ooh, I think I remember those. Those are good.
Those are very good. I like both these, the milk chocolate melting on the tongue and then the subtle crunch. I take my time savoring such things, such delights. There we go.
Ooh, the description give me the gibblies.
Oh, the Ghibli. There they are, Ghibli. Come on in here.
Coach Zibblies.
Coach Z, please. And let's see, Jasper. I hope this has been a fun time for you.
It it definitely has. It has been a dare I say it, a whale of a time.
Yes, well done. Yes, again, applause. Everyone must give applause when those are willing to take the puns. Also, Josh Scorcher better watch out. We'll be gunning for him.
Well, I already know I'm a glutton for punishment.
Excellent. I just did the clapping, so I feel like I don't want to wear out my bit. But yeah, we can be the pun patrol.
And we can all just give Firebrand our personal punny telegrams.
And then he will hear him scream out across the lights, saying, "I hate you all!"
Ooh, or better, what if we gave him punny singing telegrams?
Ooh, I am your singing punagram. Wait, she died.
I love that you referenced Clue. I love that movie.
That too. Well, that one especially had fun laughing at itself. It's a freak.
I'm not shouting! Or what I am! I'm shouting, I'm shouting, I'm shouting!
Was it, why is J. Edgar Hoover on your phone? It was on everyone else's. Why not?
I need to rewatch that movie.
Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling nostalgic for it myself. In fact, you know what? On that note, I will encourage everyone to go watch Clue, watch a fun movie, enjoy this weekend, and just take it easy. We've got a lot of unknowns at this time, but that doesn't mean we can't have some fun. But above all, wish you a good night, good health, and a fun weekend. And Jasper, thank you
Live long and... Oh, sorry.
No, finish the quote.
Live long and propane.
Ooh, that's a gas too. So, I will wish you all a good night. And Jasper, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank y'all for having me.
And as ever, I'm Silver-Quill. Thanks for watching.